It's 4-H fair time in Boone County. This special Friday edition of the Love in Lebanon podcast is here to provide a preview. This time around, Fair Board President Morgan Blackwell and 4-H educator Stephanie Gay join us to share what we can expect July 19th through the 26th. Stephanie and Morgan also get us set for the tractor pull and queen program taking place tonight. Episode 222 of the Love in Lebanon podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Love in Lebanon podcast, highlighting all the great things happening in Lebanon, Indiana. Have an idea for an episode? Send an email to loveinlebanon@lebanon.in.gov.
Hey everybody, welcome to this special edition of the Love in Lebanon podcast. Usually our podcast episodes are aired on Tuesday mornings, as you well know, but with an event like the 4-H Fair, the Boone County 4-H Fair, we've got to do something special. And so we want to have a preview for you and be able to give you some more information here on Friday morning and being able to just kind of get you excited about the fair, which runs from July 19th through the 26th, but the tractor pull takes place tonight on the 18th. A couple of fair experts here to kind of fill us in. Stephanie Gay, she's the 4-H educator, and Morgan Blackwell, the Fair Board president, join us for this special edition of the podcast. Ladies, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
And truth be told, everybody, we're not recording this on a Friday. This is kind of leading up to the fair and the tractor pull that's taking place later. But guys mowing out there's a lot of moving parts. Morgan, can you kind of break down what goes on behind the scenes to get ready for a 4-H fair like the one here in Boone County?
Yeah, so this is my first year being Fair Board president. So a lot of help, a lot of volunteers, and a great Fair Board and a great extension staff have really helped put this together. To be perfectly honest, we start this in September. So we get August off, we take a breather, and then September we start back in. And we start with enrollment, and then we start figuring out how we want to do our entertainment, who our volunteers are going to be, who's going to be delegated to what task. And then we meet monthly to make sure that all the moving pieces are together. We have great facility guys who have done an awesome job at not only just staying in touch with us, but doing those little details and those little behind the scenes things that we just don't think about. Matt and Jack have just been awesome of hey, can you do that? Sure thing. Can you do this in just a minute? Yeah. So it just takes a lot of moving parts and a lot of good help and a lot of good volunteers and good office staff and good board members to put this together for everybody.
So you're talking this is a 10-month prep process. You said September, and that's of the previous year.
Absolutely.
You never would think that it takes that long, but I'm guessing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, it's the little everybody sees the big things, right? You see the carnival, you see the North Track events, but it's all the little details in between that we have to put together to make this be as seamless as possible.
And Stephanie, is it one of those things where it's not a labor of love, where everyone's kind of running around, but you know what's coming, you know the fair week that's going to be taking place, and kind of the joy and the sweat and all those things that will immediately take place here pretty soon?
Yes, we are very excited, and it has been, as Morgan said, it takes a long time to plan all of that stuff. And so with myself, even, this is only my second year as educator, so second year in charge of the 4-H program. And with it being Morgan's first year, like she said, we kind of all learn together. We do have several seasoned people that are in the mix of all of those different ones that Morgan mentioned. But with having newer people too, we learn as we go and we work together. And it takes a lot of hands in the mix to make sure that everything happens. So yeah.
And as someone who's been here for several years, how have you seen the fair continue to grow and thrive and maybe change over the years and kind of evolve a little bit to what we see today?
Yeah, for sure. So when I started, obviously I this will be my third fair here
Okay.
in employment. So, I don't know way past history, but a lot of people have told me some of the bigger changes and things. And for example, our 4-H projects are in a new building than what they used to be. So those have moved in the last several years. We've created more space for different events to happen here on the fairgrounds. We also have now added back the carnival. So we had a carnival a long time ago, then went several years without one. We heard the community. A lot of people wanted that back. So we worked really hard and were able to get the carnival back last year in 2024. And now they're here again this year and will be next year too. So just a lot of different changes, a lot of little additions to make sure that we include the whole community and that there's something for everyone to enjoy when they come out to see the fair.
And to that point, guys, I mean, that's what really I think that the fair is all about, because not only are the projects diverse, but even if you're not in 4-H, it's great to be able to stroll through and see what other people have done and eat some fat-free food, low-calorie
Totally,
food.
yes, absolutely.
All the way.
And to be able to have a good time. I'm guessing that's kind of what you are putting together as on the fair board, something for everyone, that type of thing, whether you're either a 4-H'er or a 4-H supporter or someone that is just wanting to have a good time. It seems like there's something for everybody, Morgan.
Yeah, so our goal, definitely not just as a board, but I think the office would agree too, is just to be able to touch as many community members as we can. I think we forget how diverse Boone County is. You have everything from Zionsville, which is your more city type folks that don't necessarily live on a farm and get to touch those livestock pieces. So they come for more of the fair, or for the fair food and for the carnival aspect. Then you have people all the way out in Jamestown who, that is a more rural community. They have those livestock experiences. So fair is more about seeing everybody and reconnecting because you haven't seen them all summer. So I think we've done a really good job at making a fair that meets the needs of this community, and not just Lebanon, but Boone County as a whole.
And I love the way that the fairgrounds are laid out as well, because it's not, you're not on top of each other. You can kind of, there's some space there. You can stroll.
Yeah.
You can kind of park in one location and kind of be able to get to the various, different things that the fairgrounds has to offer as well.
Yeah, and with that, with the fairgrounds being a little bit more spread out like you talked about, and if you want to go from the horse arena out to the North Track, we do have opportunities for those folks that might be nervous about walking that far or getting around. We have free shuttle carts that will be driving around that can help pick you up from the parking lot if you need it and take you to whatever barn or location you're wanting to go to, so we don't want that to discourage anyone from coming or enjoying what we have to offer. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a great piece, too, to be able to have those folks that need that extra help, not being able to have them be hindered or missing out on one of those things, being able to have a free shuttle to get them from point A to point B and C and D and E and all that.
All the places, yes.
Folks, we're talking with Stephanie Gay and Morgan Blackwell here on this special edition of the Love and Lebanon podcast. We are on location recording this episode, getting you ready for the 4-H fair taking place July 19th through the 26th, with the tractor pull, the Queen program taking place today on the 18th. And guys, you have the schedule in front of you, and it takes more than one page to be able to look at all the great things. And so we've talked about the low-calorie food. We've talked about the Midway coming back again. We talked about the projects, but there are so many more things that are taking place as well, kicking it off later today with the tractor pull and the Queen contest, obviously. But all the other things that are here, it's just a treasure trove of different activities that the people will enjoy. Can you kind of hit the highlights of some of the things that you guys maybe are looking forward to in the event category?
Yeah, so I think the fair board and, again, Matt and Jack really stepped up and did a great job at booking the North Track event, so our big stage ticket items. So we have the tractor pull tonight. We have the rodeo on Sunday starting at 6 o'clock. So if you like to watch barrel racing and some calf roping, come out for that. On Monday, we have the KOI drag racing. So that's basically just different ATVs racing up and down the North Track. Tuesday and Wednesday, we have ATV barrel racing. So if you have a barrel race or some sort of ATV or motorized vehicle, come on out. You can participate in that. The carnival also starts on Wednesday and will go all the way through Saturday. And then Saturday night, we end our North Track events with the Demolition Derby, which is always a good time.
Oh man, that was one of the things, and you can see some of the pictures online. Everybody, I'll share the link in the body of the podcast, like I always do, so you can see the schedule for yourself. But so many great photographable moments, and the Derby for me is always taking a look at those pictures, and it's just. I don't know if I get behind the wheel myself.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty awesome to see.
Yes, it is very cool. Yeah.
And if you don't mind, is there anything on the schedule that you look forward to either every year or something you maybe see that is new happening that if someone's listening to the podcast, you're like, you need to check this out if you haven't yet, along with the Demolition Derby and all the other things?
I agree with you. Like, I love the Demolition Derby. There's just something nostalgic about that
Seeing
particular
those cars crash into each other.
About that particular event. The rodeo is also a big highlight of mine, but I'm also a livestock horse girly, so I always love watching the rodeo.
Yeah, Stephanie?
I look forward to it all. I love just seeing the community come together, but I do want to mention that every night we have free live entertainment, different community bands or things. So anyone is welcome to come out and listen to those. It's every evening in our Lilly Family Pavilion. So I highly encourage those folks that like to listen to some live music. There'll be lots of different genres and some different decade things. So that will be super fun this year. We also have our foam parties back, which have been a huge hit. Also, you talk about photo op.
Yeah.
Great photo op. So we have I think we have 2 foam parties scheduled for the fair this year. So check out our schedule. A lot of the kids really like to do that, but we've seen adults in there too. So it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, we have all the animals to see, including our Young McDonald's Farm, which is a petting zoo of sorts you can kind of walk through. And that's separate from all the different livestock barns, too. So those animals are particularly there for the public to learn and see and that sort of thing. A couple other little things is Touch a Truck and Touch a Tractor, again, for kids. These are all free events. There's no admission charge, no parking, no entry to those. So the Touch a Truck and Touch a Tractor are really fun. The kids get to hop up in those big trucks and different equipment pieces and get to kind of see what all goes into operating them. So those are some of the other things I just kind of wanted to mention with that, but there's also so many more that I could mention. We have the wood carvings back this year. A lot of people are really interested in those, and everything that is carved will then be auctioned off, so you can actually purchase those and take them home with you if you like one of the pieces. So yeah, lots of fun stuff about to happen.
I mean, you listed so many things, and Morgan, you talked about how it's kind of a 10-month deal. How do you guys as a board, as a staff, go through and pick what to bring back and what, you kind of listening to the community, that type of thing, and saying that this is what needs to come back and wanting to be able to have this be a reoccurring deal. And Stephanie, a lot of them are no cost or free to be able to attend them as well. So Morgan, how do you guys go about, like, let's bring these folks back, let's go in a different direction possibly here, that type of thing? How do you do it?
So we definitely listen to the community. A lot of people, like Stephanie mentioned, like wanted the carnival back. So we searched around and found a carnival that would meet our needs. A lot of people said, hey, we want stuff at the North Track. So we put a committee together and they said, here's what we can do for the North Track. This is very community focused. So we are like, what can we do for the kids? So we have a committee that is dedicated just to finding those activities for the kids. We have a committee for free entertainment. And together we just collaborate and find stuff that'll work and meet our needs. And if it doesn't work, then okay, we go back to the drawing board and we try again next year. But our goal, again, is just to touch just the diverse needs of Boone County. And this schedule, I feel like this schedule that we put together does that.
Yeah. And Stephanie, I'm guessing sponsors and volunteers help make it happen and keep the costs low to be able to provide the low or no cost different events. The Touch a Truck, I'm guessing a lot of different local and area entities are coming together and providing their big toys for the kiddos and the folks to walk through that type of thing. But.
Yes, absolutely. It definitely takes a whole village to make these things happen, whether that's monetary or otherwise, whether they're donating their services, things like that. I don't even know that I can name them all off right here without everything in front of me, because there's just so many different people that are involved and that really truly believe in the youth of our community as well as the community as a whole, and making this a fun event and a place, as Morgan said, where people can reconnect and come back together. So yes, and like all of our fair awards all have sponsors for all of the youth, all of their shows and trophies and plaques. They all have individual donors that donate to those things and cover the costs for that. So as you mentioned, it just takes so much from everyone, and we are super appreciative of everybody.
Yeah. Everybody, we're talking with Morgan Blackwell. She's the Fair Board President, and Stephanie Gay. She's the 4-H educator here on this special edition of our Love in Lebanon podcast, getting you ready for this year's Boone County 4-H Fair. And if you don't mind getting a little personal, ladies, what is it about 4-H that kind of resonates with both of you? And if you don't mind sharing respective stories, and I'm happy to share mine as well as a fan of 4-H and what it means and stands for and has meant to so many. What's your why for 4-H, Stephanie?
Yeah, so I was a 10-year 4-H'er in Hamilton County. I grew up in Noblesville, and throughout my 10 years, I had the opportunity to participate in a lot of different events because of 4-H. I grew up in a neighborhood. My extended family is from a rural community and are farmers, but we lived in a neighborhood at the time, so I didn't have a place to keep my animals or anything like that, so through different leasing programs and other friends and things that we met throughout 4-H, I was able to keep animals at their houses or on their farms or lease through the program, and it taught me all the skills that I needed to be successful in life. It taught me communication skills, organization, responsibility, all the things, and it shaped what I wanted to do with my future. I think I went into animal science and studied that at Purdue, and I thought I wanted to I worked with swine when I was at Purdue and was really into reproduction, so I thought I wanted to do something along those lines. But I ended up in animal welfare for a while and did that for like 5 years. And then this position opened up, and my husband and I were living on the west side of Indy at the time, so it's about a 20-minute drive. It's closer than Hamilton County is to me now, and it just all made sense. I never, when I was growing up and went to college, was like, oh, I'm going to be a 4-H educator, and I'm going to run the 4-H program somewhere. I don't know why I never thought of that. I probably should have, but I didn't. But then when it showed up, I was like, yeah, you know what? That totally makes sense. That was something that I literally lived and breathed for 10 years, did so much with junior leaders and the 4-H program as a whole, and so why wouldn't I want to give that back? And it's been so rewarding to get to know all of the youth and the families here in Boone County. I knew some people and individuals here, but being in Hamilton County, I didn't know everyone, and everyone definitely didn't know me. So just getting to know everyone and working with all of the different families and youth has been so fun. This community is definitely special. It has a very good sense of camaraderie, and just everyone is rooting for everyone. So it's been really awesome to go through that journey, and now I'm just super blessed to be here and continue. My goal is to just continue to grow the program. We had 155% new members in 4-H this year than we had last year. So our total number is about the same, but we're gaining a lot of new interest, which I'm super excited about. So I hope that continues and that grows, and people learn that 4-H doesn't mean you have to have animals at your house. It literally, like I think I said earlier, 4-H has something for everyone. Whether you just want to go to 4-H camp with us in the summer and go to Camp Shakamak and do some fun stuff at camp for a couple of days, or you want to participate in some of our spring break camps, or participate in over 60 different project areas, we have interest for everyone. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's awesome. The percentage of growth and the newbies kind of getting into 4-H as well.
It's very cool to see.
Morgan, 4-H, Did you have a respective journey and that type of thing, a love for it at a young age, or is it later on?
So I have an interesting 4-H journey, I guess. So I started when I was 10 years old. I started riding horses. And I took lessons for a while, and the next thing I know, we bought a horse. And my best friend at the time was like, hey, join 4-H. And I was like, all right, I'll join 4-H. And so my 4-H journey, like I was a 9-year member. I didn't get to complete my 10th year.
I know, me too. So jealous, Stephanie. Seriously.
Yeah.
We're both 9.
The goal was 10, but came back.
That's okay.
I got my 9 in. It was fine. So I just showed horses. And then that same friend was like, hey, Morgan, let's show pigs. And I was like, Sarah, I know nothing about pigs. She was like, just do it. We're just shut up and do it. This is a theme for Sarah and I. So Sarah and I, we showed horses and pigs together. And next thing I know, we're going into our freshman year of high school, and she's like, hey, Morgan, take ag class with me. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it's a lot like 4-H, and like you'll join FFA and like do that stuff with me. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I did the 4-H thing, I did the FFA thing, and FFA and 4-H led me into ag education. So for about 6 years, I taught ag, and if I didn't have that 4-H experience, if I didn't have that FFA experience, I honestly wouldn't be in this position today. I wouldn't be able to educate people about agriculture. I wouldn't be sitting here talking about like all the great things that Boone County has to offer. So for it, like if I didn't have 4-H, I would my whole career path, my whole life would be a completely different story. 4-H like impacted me in more ways than just, I got to go show my animal and get a blue ribbon at county fair. I learned my life lessons. I learned responsibility. I made friends. I made connections. And those connections, like, I still tap into today. And we're not going to say how old I am, but I've tapped into those years after I've been out of the program. My siblings are still in 4-H, and I absolutely love to, like, see them grow and take responsibility and show those animals year in and year out. So, yeah, like 4-H has made a huge impact on me.
And I love the deep social connection, too, because growing up in Hamilton County, now you're here in Boone County. I'm a Carroll County kid.
I'm a Hendricks County kid.
There we go. I mean, it seems like the 4-H, there's kind of that social connection. And no matter what county you grow up in or what projects you took, it's that head, heart, hands out. I mean, you're all there, and it's one of those things that it connects us, right? I mean,
yeah,
for sure.
And even like I went on to Purdue, like just like Stephanie. I showed up my freshman year at Purdue, and I was like, hey, we talked at State Fair. Hey, like, we did this together. So I agree with you. Like, the social connections are just, like, that's what makes 4-H. Yeah. That's cool. It's cool if you come on with a banner. It's cool if you come on with a ribbon. But at the end of the day, like, you're making lifelong friends. You're making lifelong connections, and those get you further than the banner you eventually put in your attic.
Mm-hmm. So as we kind of take the last lap here on our special edition of the podcast on location, getting you ready for the 4-H fair, if there is someone listening to the podcast that's either maybe never been to the fair, what might you say to entice them, but also kind of a plan B if there's a young person or a parent that's listening and their child has had some interest in 4-H and they haven't maybe gotten into it yet. First off, if they've never been to the fair, what's your why or your reason to go? Stephanie, got anything to put it on your spot? Morgan, you seem like you got an answer locked and loaded.
So I think we need to point out, like, Boone County is still a free fair. You don't have to pay for parking. You obviously have to pay for entertainment, but, like, it's still free to come here. It's still free to, like, come and experience it. Fair is one of my favorite times of the year. Yes, is it stressful, like, leading up to fair? Absolutely, 100%, and I think Stephanie would agree. But, like, it's fun just to, like, walk around and see not just the youth and see the community, but, like, you get to experience, like, food that you don't get to experience anywhere else. Like, fried cookie dough. Like, who does that at home? Yeah. Not very many people. Just do it. Like, don't be scared. Just
Try the
come
cookie
out.
dough.
Try the cookie dough. You just one time. I'm not saying do it 100 times, even though Don and Cecilia would appreciate it, but just do it and experience it. You don't get to go, if you live in the city, you don't get to go touch a cow every day. You don't get to go see these 300-pound hogs. Like, just come and experience it. As far as, like, kids getting involved, kids need this. And I'm saying this from, like, let me take my fair board hat off and put my educator hat on. Kids need this. Kids these days need to learn how to take ownership in things and how to finish a project and how to lose. Like, you can put your blood, sweat, and tears in this, and you might not get the result that you want.
You might get the participation ribbon.
Right.
The dreaded participation.
And no one likes that. But at the end of the day, like, dig down deep and say, okay, what can I do to do better next year? And the overall cost, like, yes, do these livestock projects cost a lot of money? Absolutely. And is everybody going to get to do it? No. But we have indoor projects that you learn just as much in these indoor projects as you do with these outdoor projects. So just do it.
Just do it. I could see that on a shoe, but also I can see it on the 4-H fair as well.
Little swoosh.
Stephanie, I'm guessing we're seeing all the growth of the new members. I mean,
Yes.
you've got your why for the folks that are new, and being able to have them get involved in 4-H.
For sure, yeah. And I think tagging off of what Morgan said, a lot of people are looking for something that, a lot of kids in particular are looking for a place where they feel like they belong, and we want 4-H to be a place that everyone feels like they belong. And I think it's really exciting to have all of the different opportunities within 4-H so they can find something that they're interested in, whether that's learning about entomology and bugs, and some kids are super into that, or we have a whole project about entomology, or maybe they're interested in weather, maybe they like to make crafts. We have all different kinds of crafts. Maybe they like to bake or take pictures, and so on and so forth. 60 plus different areas of interest. All of these projects have meetings, and they all throughout the year they get to learn about those particular interests along with their project leaders. So we have over 170 4-H volunteers, adult volunteers in the program, and most of them lead one of our projects that we have, and I call them the expert in that area because their interest in life has something to do with that project topic, and they host workshops and different opportunities for kids to come out and expand their knowledge on what they're already interested in. And a lot of the times, if your kid is interested in bugs and you as a parent or something know nothing about bugs or woodworking or something, and you can only help them to what we can Google or look up on YouTube. But if they can come and learn and hands-on learn with other kids who have the same interests as them, they're automatically going to feel a part of a group and a part of a community, and that's exactly what we're doing, is creating a sense of belonging for those kids. So I think 4-H is really special and unique in that way, and it's something that sports and school and all of the other activities that kids are involved in just don't quite offer, but 4-H has that, and I hear that so much from different people. And like Morgan said, you feel like you belong, and she felt like she had a community even when she went to Purdue. Same thing, like wherever you go, a lot of the times you see someone because of 4-H or because of those experiences. And so that's what I would say to anyone that's interested or thinking about getting their kid involved. If funding isn't an obstacle for them, we have opportunities to help with that. So please don't let that be a barrier for your kids to not be participating. We can definitely work with anyone that's interested to make sure that their kids have the best experience. So
You guys have got me excited for the fair.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And hopefully you're excited too, everybody. And we've just scratched the surface. I mean, we've just dabbled in a few of the different events and the projects and just some of the reasons why you should be attending the fair. We want to get you ready to go, and you're going to have to see it for yourself to see everything else. Ladies, thank you so much for being here on the podcast this time around. We'll have to do this again, and I can't wait to see the kind of exhale once it's all said and done. Probably not on July 27th, but probably pretty close to that date.
that's right. Then we go to State Fair. So once once you come to the county fair, you got to go see the state fair too.
Exactly.
A lot of our kids have projects that'll be going. So,
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of those will move on, and you can see them at the state fair as well as you head down to Indy. Got to pay for parking, got to pay for entry there. Boone County State Fair is free, like we talked about, free parking, free get in and check it all out. Stephanie, Morgan, thank you so much for being here on the pod. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for listening, everybody. More episodes coming your way soon. Take care.